My name is Katrina. I'm going to be your nurse today. How are you?
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm going to do your head to toe assessment. Can you tell me your full name and date of birth?
Shantae Morrison, 17-9-81.
Okay, verify. Alright, very good. Let me wash my hands. Do you know where you are?
Yes. Tampa General.
Do you know what day it is?
Yes. June the 10th.
Alrighty. And do you know who the President of the United States is?
Trump.
Alrighty. Also, today, have you voided? Did you urinate today?
Yes.
Alright. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Was it yellow? Was it a moderate amount?
Yes, it was yellow. It was a lot. I drank a lot of water at night.
Okay, very good. Did you have any burning, any urgency, any pain while voiding?
No.
Alrighty. Did you have a BM, a bowel movement today?
No.
Alright. You didn't have a bowel movement today?
Not today.
Alright.
Last night.
Last night. Okay, very good. Like I said, today what I'm gonna do is a head to toe assessment. I'm gonna look all over your body. I'm gonna be assessing for any scars, tattoos, redness, irritation, rashes, or anything like that. Do you have any questions before we get started?
Mm-mm.
Alrighty. If you don't mind, I'm gonna raise the head of the bed just a little. Alright, very good. So I'm gonna start now by just kind of inspecting your scalp. Just making sure you don't have any abnormalities, any knots, anything like that. Good. Coming down, checking the lymph nodes. Very good. Looking at your trachea. Very good. While I'm doing this, I'm also going to assess the skin on the arms. If you can hold your arms out for me. Alrighty. Everything looks good there. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assess for Perla. Okay? I'm going to check and make sure your eyes are equal, round, and reacted to light accommodation. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I can have you just look straight ahead for me. Alrighty. Okay. I'm going to shine the light up, look up, and just with your eyes follow the light. Very good. If I can just have you pull your mask down for me. Alrighty. Can you open your mouth? Alright. Can you turn your head that way? I'm going to look in your ear. Turn your head this way, other ear. Tilt your head back. Let's look at your nose. Alright. And I'm also going to assess for jugular distension. Kind of turn your head that way for me. Alright. Perfect. Are you okay? Having any discomfort? Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to feel for your sinuses. I'm just going to tap right up in here. Let me know if it's tender, you have any pain. Alright. That didn't cause you any pain? Very good. So now I'm going to assess for your pulses. Okay? So I'm going to assess your carotid pulse one at a time. Alright. I'm going to move down. Palms up. I'm going to assess your brachial pulses. I'm only just make sure they're beating properly. And I'm also going to assess your radial pulses. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to adjust the, excuse me. I'm going to, I'm sorry, I'm getting choked up here. All right, if I can have you squeeze my fingers. All right, push against my hands. All right, pull my hands. Oh, God. All right, thank you. You're very strong, ma'am. Hercules. All right, let me look at your nail bed. We're going to assess for cap refill. Make sure the return is less than 3 seconds. Very good. All right. Next, we're going to, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got a little cough here. Next, we're going to assess your lung sound. So I'm going to raise the bed to a comfortable working level for me. All right, before I assess the lung sounds, Let me have you, and I apologize, pull your mask down for me one more time. Plug your nose, pinch your nose off on one side and just kind of lightly blow. The other side. All right, very good, and I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and we're gonna listen to your lung sounds. First, I'm gonna assess for skin turgor. Sure we don't have any tinting, and I'm gonna feel for temperature. Normally, I would assess the lung sounds skin to skin, not on shirt, but on this time, we're just gonna do it on top of the clothing. Alrighty. 10 on the front. Take a deep breath. Very good. All right, we're gonna listen over here. And listen over here. Also, while I'm in the chest area, I'm gonna assess her heart rate. So what we're gonna do, how I'm gonna do it is, it's going to be, first sound is gonna be at the second intercostal, sternal border, second intercostal space. That's gonna be the aortic. The second one was going to be sternal border, second intercostal space. That's gonna be pulmonic. The fourth one would be the fifth intercostal space, tricuspid, also at the sternal border. The last one is going to be also fifth, left side, fifth intercostal space, mitral valve. I'm gonna assess that actually because that's her apical pulse for 1 full minute. Alrighty. And I would assess about here for 1 full minute. All right. Also, while I was doing that assessment, I also noticed that her chest was rising and falling without any labor. So while I'm here, I'm going to, before you palpate the abdomen, you need to inspect it first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to assess your abdomen. Alrighty, I'm assessing for any bulges or anything like that. Everything looks good with her abdomen right now. So while I'm gonna also go ahead and listen to her bowel sounds. You start in the right lower quadrant first. Oopsie. Alrighty, can you put your finger on your belly button? And that's how I divide the quadrants off. So I would listen here for 1 full minute. Listen to all 4. Alright. Any event you do have a quadrant that is absence of vowel sounds, you would return to that quadrant and listen anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, so we already inspected the abdomen, so now at this time I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to palpate. Just slightly palpate to see if you can feel any abnormalities in the abdomen. And she is fine. All right, next I would assess for her femoral pulses, right up in this area. I'm not gonna do it. Then I'll move down to popliteal. Okay. Once I finish with that, I would assess her bilateral dorsalis pedis pulses inside the ankles and assess for the posterior tibial pulses. Sorry about that. All right. So what I need you to do is, can you push? All right. Twinkle your toes. I'm also going to assess her toenails for any capillary refill. Lift your legs up. Alright, can you kind of kick them around? Alright, so now I'm gonna let the bed down. I'm gonna have you swing your feet around and kind of dangle for a bit. Alright, how do you feel once you sat up? You feel dizzy, lightheaded?
Nope.
Alright, all is good. So now I will assess for the lung sounds in the back since I have her sitting up. You will go 10 also, start right at the scapula. Move over. Stethoscope length down. 4, 6, bra strap last. 7, 8, and then we'll go 9 on this side and 10. While I have her sitting up, I'm also going to assess for any curvatures in her spine. Can you please just kind of bend over for me? And while I'm doing that, I'm also checking her coccyx and her sacrum for any redness or open areas. And I also can assess her elbows for any redness and open areas. While I had her legs kicking, I was able to look at her heels to make sure she didn't have any redness or breakdown in her heels. Alright, so I'm gonna get your shoes and have you put your shoes on, and then we're gonna get set up for a couple other assessments. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is a tactile stimulation test. So let me see your arm. So the first sense will be like a soft, okay? Second would be like a poking. I'm gonna have you close your eyes. I need you to tell me if you feel softness or poking and the location. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Poking in the left lower arm. Poking in the right side of my neck. Poking on the right ankle.
All right, very good. You can open your eyes. What we're gonna assess for now is called AP diameter. Its ratio is 2 to 1. 2 hand spaces here, 2 1. If the patient was unless the patient is barrel chested from any type of respiratory issues, it should always be 2 to 1. So if you had a larger person and they were 4 hands across the front, it would be 2 on the side. So what I'm gonna do is just assess here, 2 to 1. All right, very good. If I can have you stand up for me, and you're still feeling okay. Not dizzy, not lightheaded, or anything. Just wanna make sure we're always assessing the patient as they're changing position. Be careful. All right, so now we're gonna do some range of motion. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so you just follow my lead. Okay? Hold your arms out, up, out, cross, cross. All right, very good. Now we're gonna move down to the legs. We're also gonna do some range of motion. Up, out, down, up, out, down. All right, you still feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So now we have completed your head to toe assessment. I'm gonna have you get back in bed. And at that time, I would ensure the patient's safety. I would lower the bed and make sure the patient has his call light. That is a head to toe assessment.